How you doing? In this video, we're going to be talking about sex after celibacy. Now, some people are thinking about when it comes to sex after celibacy because of marriage. You know, they're either highly religious or spiritual or something, or they prize sex in a certain way. So they're saying, hey, no sex for me until after marriage. Other people just haven't found the right person, or other people have just sworn celibacy for a number of reasons. Regardless, I've had some questions recently about sex after celibacy, and more specifically, how to let go of some of the worries, some of the fears that you are potentially experiencing. So, to help you understand some of my experience when it comes to sex after celibacy and helping people through it, it's one of these things that understanding when it comes to your first time, both men and women can have a bit of a problem here because we put a lot of pressure on it. For example, if you've been celibate for a long time and you've been waiting for after marriage, often what happens is the first time either can be really, really good, and if it is good, congratulations, you're all set, but sometimes it can be really bad. And it can be really bad not because it is bad, but because, honestly, it could be bad because we have all these prior expectations on it. So how do you let go of these prior expectations? How do you let go of the potential pressure that we put on ourselves? Well, first of all, it's worth recognizing that we put the pressure on ourselves, you know. Sure, there's society, sure, there's pornography, sure, there's this and that, but let's get it to the point. Do you know what you like and what you don't like in life? You know, like for example, you try a particular kind of chocolate bar. Then you realize you don't like that chocolate bar, but you may like it with a little bit of nuts. Then what happens is you try some with nuts. You're like, no, let's try this particular chocolate bar with raisins. Basically, just like anything else, sex is about creating a preference, a certain preference style that you like. And, well, just with anything, you only develop a style or a preference by giving it a go. Now, this is a really good idea that can help take a lot of pressure off, because when you're actually going forward with your sexual activities with your partners, whatever, however you have chosen to go about it, realize that every time you do it, you're just getting better at it. You know, some people, they think they have to get it perfect at the start, but truth be told, well, you know, no one's great straight away. You know, some people have a really good first experience that really sets the standard high, but even those people, sometimes their standard is set so high that after that they put pressure on themselves. Regardless, anytime you're good at it, it's great. Anytime you're bad at it, it's also great. Whatever it is, you're learning through the process. Now, I do want to throw in a little concept into the mix here that'll really help, and that is the concept of de-armoring. Now, de-armoring is a tantric concept. I'm not the first person to invent it, but it's just the basic idea that, you know, really emotions and your sensuality and your sensations are really mixed. And sometimes if things hurt, for example, sex for the first time hurts, potentially, not for everyone, but it can hurt for both men and women, to be honest. It's about sensitivity, and also it's a sensitivity to emotion. So if you're celibate now, I really recommend, just with anything, to practice this letting go practice, which is feel those feelings, feel the anxieties without modifying it. Practice it now, because the sensations that you will feel through sex and the sensations that you feel through emotions are very much interlinked. If you're a stressed person, if you're really feeling like there's a lot of pressure put on you, often, you know, we feel like there's a lot of pressure put on through sex, right? But sometimes that's us. We are the ones who put the pressure on it. So feel that pressure that you're putting on yourself without modifying it. Pretty soon it'll evaporate because your mind processes it. You get over it. You let it go. You process it. And that is a really good way of going about it. So, but the reason why it hurts is because, well, blood's rushing to that area for the first time. It hasn't been used as much as it could have been or whatever, or as much as it probably will be used. It's sort of like pins and needles. You know, when you lie in your arm while you're asleep and suddenly you wake up and like, I can't move this, but then blood starts rushing and it starts to hurt a little bit, and then sometimes it's like a bit hard to move and things like that. Well, sometimes sex for the first time can be like that. It can be painful, it can be awkward, but if you fight it, if you say that you're really bad at it, or if you say that you know, you should have been better, or why does it hurt, or I can't believe it wasn't a certain way. I'm asking you to let go of what you think it should look like. Because when you let go of what you think it should look like, then you receive whatever it is. And whatever it is will be perfect for you in the moment. For example, if it hurts, it was meant to hurt. Probably wasn't meant to hurt so much, and sometimes when we battle it, we make it hurt more. But regardless, you have to hold yourself through it. And if you're lucky enough for your first time to be with someone who is respectful and to help you through that process, then honestly, you can achieve anything. You know, there are people that I've often worked with as well who've had vaginismus. So vaginismus being that they're so stressed that their vagina is often so closed off that they can't actually have sex. And often I've attributed this is a stress thing. You know, so once we remove the stress, everything opens up. But simultaneously, if they are with someone who is able to hold them through whatever pain might come, they become masters of it. Anything you go through, you become a master of. So with all anxiety, you cannot go over it, you cannot go under it, you have to go through it. Same thing with your first time. You can't go over it, you can't go under it, you sort of have to go through it, but be patient with yourself. You don't have to get it right the first time as well. You can be right the second time, third time, fourth time, 100th time, 200th time. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And even then, you're developing a style. You're developing a style of preference. And truth be told, you've already developed a style. You've developed a style through, say, for example, masturbation. You know, you figure out what you like. Do you like being touched in certain ways? Maybe you've been touching yourself in certain ways. Now you get to teach your partner. Now, I have been talking in past videos about, you know, let go of orgasm. You know, like if we let go, then we start to see what we get to experience. But it's the same thing. Let go of what you think sex should look like. A lot of people have these preconceived ideas, especially younger generations. I've spoken to teachers nowadays, and they have to talk to the kids about pornography, because pornography is like, well, if that's their first encounter of sex, then they're going to be disappointed when their first way is not a gangbang, right? But truth be told, your first time can be anywhere. It's just like a first kiss. It can be sloppy, it can be terrible, or it can be amazing and intimate. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. It can be whatever it has to be. We want to let go of what we think it should be and allow it to be whatever it will be. Because when we do that, we'll realize that it is always going to be perfect for us. And it'll be perfect for you. It'll be perfect for your stress levels. It'll be perfect for the amount of experience you've had. It can even be perfect for the amount of fitness that you've done. Sometimes things happen just based on the amount of fitness that you've done. You've already stretched your body, so your parts are all limber. So if you're celibate now and you're going to either be intimate with someone soon, or, you know, say for example, sex after marriage or whatever like that, there's two major ideas here. First thing, feel the fear that you might have or anxiety or whatever about that without modifying it. Don't try and change it. Just feel it, because pretty soon you'll get through it. And that's the power of what I teach as well. That's when I work with people one-on-one. We get through it, we understand it, we let go, and it's really powerful. Second thing is let go of what you think it should look like, because when you let go of that, you allow it to become what it will be. And third is just recognize that you're developing a style. So if you're developing a style, you know, sometimes you got to taste things that you don't like, or try things you don't like. Or sometimes you try things you don't like to later on realize, hey, you actually liked it. And it's really worth recognizing that sometimes the pain, and I have to say this is a really nuanced point, sometimes the pain is a de-armoring process, right? So it's our body allowing ourselves to become sensitive to these emotions. And it's because the blood's rushing to those areas usually for the first time. Sometimes it's painful because it's structural damage, you know, like it's not good. So I really want you to, regardless, this is one of those things you really should talk to an expert, talk to me, email me at harvey@gethimhooked.com, because there is a nuanced difference. But generally speaking, be patient with yourself. If it hurts, you don't have to push through it. But if you know that it's something that you want to push through, then feel that, be patient with that. Tiptoe through it. You don't have to rush through it. You don't have to get it right the first time. It doesn't have to be perfect, because when it doesn't have to be perfect, you allow it to be perfect for you. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like this video, make sure to leave a like or comment a question if you have any more questions. Regardless, that really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you do want to work with me one-on-one, you can get your complimentary free call at gettinghooked.com. You can apply for that, schedule a time. That's all really good. It's not a sales call, it's just me giving as much as I can to you. So thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.